With our connected template ready, it's time to automate. In this lesson, we're going to walk through the API call that grabs all the fields mapped out under connected data in the site's content library. This call gives us a structured object that matches how the content library is organized and the format Duda expects. Once we have it, we'll update it with new data and send it back to Duda to update the content library and generate a new site with fresh content. Then, later in the course, we'll cover how to update any collections we have in the content library through the API. Up on the screen, you'll see the content library object, which represents all the supported fields in the content library. As you can see, it's pretty extensive, so I'll drop a link to the dev docs in the lesson so you can easily reference it. At the very bottom of the document, you'll find an example payload you can just copy over and update. But I'm going to show you a better way to do this. Instead, we can use the API call shown on the screen. This call pulls the site's content object, already formatted and ready to update and send back. To do this, I'll be using a tool called Postman to send requests to the Duda API. If you're new to API calls and want to follow along, we've got a course that walks you through making API calls with Postman. I'll drop the link in the lesson for you. This is a GET call, and the only parameter we need to pass through is the site's alias. For this example, I'll use the original site we connected before converting it into a template. To follow along, start by generating a new site from your connected template. Avoid making any edits directly to the template itself. This ensures your original stays clean and reusable for future projects. Let's copy the endpoint and head over to Postman. In Postman, I've already set up a collection where I'll run all the API calls we need to use to push content onto the site. Let's add a new request to the collection and get it set up. To locate the site name, open the site's editor and look at the URL. You should see an 8-character long key, which represents the site name, or alias. When you are ready, hit send. A successful response will return our site's content library in JSON format. You'll notice that any custom fields and site images we added in the content library are also being pulled over, making them easy to update. I am going to copy the response and paste it into a text editor so we can take a closer look. Up on the screen, you should see a side-by-side view of the content library and the object we pulled, so you can compare them and see how everything maps over. Now that we've pulled the site's content library object, we're ready to update it with new content and generate a brand new site.